Good morning, welcome to the channel. My name is Beena and this lovely little fella here is of course Walter. Hope you are well. You join me today wondering whether I'm going to go down that road there. Shall I? Yeah, why not? You join me today on a little ramble. Just out in the sunshine. The biking gods have smiled upon us today and the sun has actually come out. And it stopped raining because it has been a bit moist for the last week, to say the least. In fact, it was a bit apocalyptic a couple of days ago, weather-wise, rain-wise. But no, it's beautiful today. And as usual, I've dressed reasonably inappropriately. I'm just wearing a thong and flip-flops. No, I'm not. Clearly not. I'm wearing my kind of winter jacket and I've had to open all the vents up because it's a little bit warmer than I thought it was going to be. I have no idea where I am. I've never come down this way. That is a lot of gravel. Stay away from that. I've just been to... Bloody hell, it is a lot of gravel and sand. I suppose there is a golf course over there. How bad are they in the bunkers? Jesus. I've just come back from a little trip to the Superbike factory. Where the frick is this? Okay. God, it must have flooded down here when it rained because there really is an awful lot of crap on the road. And ironically, dog having a poo, you're welcome everyone. Ironically, I've just come back from the Superbike factory having a look at a Himalayan. So they've got I was going to say new, but they're not. It's a 411. New to them, silver one, with less than 1,000 miles on it, I think, or just over 1,000 miles, which would have been great for mucky roads like that. Yes, I'm still torturing myself with thoughts of buying a Himalayan for the winter, and they had a red and black one there, which I had to sit on last week, which was in okay condition. And that was quite comfy to sit on. The one I've just sat on now really canted me forward in the saddle. I know that some people have mentioned that about Himalayans, that the saddle can tilt you forward a little bit into the tank and be painful on the old gentleman's area. So maybe the red and black one I tried last week had an aftermarket saddle on it, or a maybe a touring seat, I don't know, maybe it was broken in a bit better, but yeah, this one didn't feel as comfy. Still, it's quite a nice bike. I feel it was a little bit overpriced, but then I guess you expect that from dealers, don't you? Apologies if I'm really booming into the mic. I've got my adventure style helmet on today, and I still haven't figured out what I'm doing with the mic. At the moment, it's right resting on my lips. It's not very comfortable. And last time my last video I had it on, but I had it on upside down so that my mouth wasn't directly on the mic, but I was getting a lot of wind noise, I noticed, when I was going a little bit quicker, so I thought I'd spin it round this time and try it, but it might be really loud, so sorry about that. We will experiment until we get it right. I'm sorry also that I'm stuck behind this highway maintenance van doing 25 miles an hour. I was going to use in my other kind of winter helmet, which I have sold now because I hated it so much and worn it about 3 times. When I did use that with a mic, I couldn't actually fit my DJI Mic 2 wireless mic in the helmet. I like to stick them to the front with a bit of ferrous stickers. Where am I going? Right, okay. So I plugged a lav mic into it. Let me just negotiate this. blind junction. Oh, back end went out a bit there. I hit a big cat's eye. Yeah, I used a lav mic, and I was going to do that on for this helmet to make it a bit more comfy. But my dog Otto decided that he was going to eat the little fluffy dead cat pom-pom on top of it, and I mean he literally ate it, and I didn't fancy waiting for it to come out the other end and then using it, so I haven't used that one. Strangely enough. So yeah, I need to buy a new pom-pom. We'll figure out how to put this one in a bit better. Maybe I'll get used to it. Maybe it sounds alright. There's lots of maybes. We don't know. We'll see. But yeah, what a beautiful day. It's classic autumnal weather this morning. It was a bit misty, but lovely sun. It's my kind of temperature actually. I mean, this morning it was about 10 degrees when I took Otto out for a walk, and that was just perfect. I am not a hot weather person. Let's go through the deer park. Why not? I should have really noted when I was started recording this, because you know me, I will ramble on for bloody ages. I don't want to bore you all, but I will anyway. Oh man, I have to share this anecdote. I'm sure that you have people like this that you know, these kind of stranger acquaintances, really, aren't they? Where people that you see and you'll wave to, and who live near you. Maybe you'll say hello, but you don't really know them, but you always say hello. Everyone has those, right, in their local areas. Well, there's a guy in my village who I've been waving to every time I go past him on my bike or in my car, or walk past him walking the dog. Say hello, good morning, what have you. And I've been doing this for over 20 years now that I've been living in my village. Never knew his name. And Mrs. Beena and I, whenever we referred to him, you know, we've been out and said, oh, have you seen anyone out on your travels today? Oh yeah, I saw that guy there. We refer to him as the architect, because he really looks like he's an architect, right? Just imagine what your quintessential architect looks like. I mean, he's an older gentleman. He's probably late 60s, early 70s maybe. Might be doing him a disservice there. So yeah, I've always called him the architect. Well, yesterday he was blocking the alleyway to the fields at the back of our house, because he was trimming some of the trees in the alley that were dropping berries on his car. So I thought, I'm going to ask him what his bloody name is, because I've got to literally wait for him to get out of the way. And I thought it'd be rude not to. I mean, regular viewers will know I'm autistic, so social situations, not my forte. Hence me just happy to give him a wave or say hello and then head down and quickly go past. Because people, not a fan. So I thought this time, no, I'm going to do it. I rehearsed it as I saw him. I was a little way away. I could see him there, and I thought, right, I'm going to ask him what his name is, and I'm going to ask him what he does for a living, or what he did for a living. So I approached him in the alleyway, and I said, oh, you know what, I've lived here over 20 years, and I've said hello to you a number of times, and I've never had the good grace to actually introduce myself, so I have no idea what your name is. And he said, oh yeah, no, you're right, it's been that long, hasn't it? My name is, oh well, I won't give his name, let's say his name's Bob. My name's Bob. And I was like, oh, well, it's lovely to meet you, Bob. My name is Beena. Obviously that's not my real name. I didn't say Beena. That'd be weird, wouldn't it? Finally introduce myself and then give him a false name. Give him a nickname. Anyway, I digress. So yeah, nice to meet you, Bob. My name's Beena. And I said, it's funny because it has been 20 years and my wife and I always just refer to you as the architect because you look like an architect. And he chuckled and said, well, it's a good start. I thought that was a weird thing to say. So I said, if you don't mind me asking, what did you do for a living? And he said, well, I still work. So that's point one as to why I never make social interactions with people, because I automatically assumed that he was retired, and he wasn't. So he said, yeah, no, I still do work, and yeah, I am an architect. I was like, no way, really? Are you seriously an architect? He said, yeah, I thought that's why you called me it. I thought you knew that. I was like, no, you just look like one, that's why we called you it. So the rest of the conversation was a blur for a number of reasons. One, autistic, wanted to get away as soon as possible. And two, I just couldn't focus on anything other than, oh my God, he really is an architect. So that did make us chuckle. So I decided that, you know how they say autistic people have a special power, which I find it mostly incredibly patronising. Well, I think that my special power is that I can guess people's jobs just by looking at them. So yeah. Oh man, I've come this way. What a fool! I've been so engrossed in telling you that story. I've just realised that I actually wanted to come back a different way because I wanted to stop at the garage and get a very, very healthy bacon and cheese turnover for myself and Mrs. Beena. And I've gone in completely the wrong direction for that. But never mind. We're enjoying the rides, that's all that matters, isn't it? And also it means that I can carry on enjoying the ride and go a little bit further to double back on myself to go and get one. I was doing my daily search on YouTube for Himalayan 411 videos to torture myself, as I do, a couple of days ago, and come across one with Bedfordshire in the title, and forgive me, I can't remember what it's called. And some guy who was recently, a couple of months ago or so, recently passed his test and bought a red and black 411 Himalayan, which is a colour scheme that I'd like actually. And it's less than 10 miles away from me, which is a coincidence. And I'm surprised I've not seen him out, because the roads, he's got a channel himself, obviously. That's how I saw the video. That stupid comment, wouldn't it, Beena? But the roads he was on were the roads that I'm on all the time. I'm so surprised that we haven't encountered each other on our travels. But if you're watching, that guy whose name I don't know, lovely bike, hope you're enjoying it, and make sure it's locked up well, because I know where you live now. I'm going to come and get it. Oh, that'd be terrible, wouldn't it, if it actually got stolen now? I'm like prime suspect and it's on camera. If someone can give me an alibi in the comments, that'd be great, thank you. Let's say sometime round about 2 in the morning on Sunday. I keep banging on about Himalayans, don't I? You know, inevitably I'll have a test ride of one and I'll hate it. And then I'll be stuck, because I don't know what I'll get for a winter hack. Thing is, you know, people give me recommendations for, you know, cheap winter bike, and they're all very good, they're all very welcome, thank you very much, people who do that. But I'm still a very visual person, you know, a very aesthetic person. I have to like the bike as well, even if it is just something that I'm using to tootle around in the salty, damp, muddy conditions of the UK's winter. I still want to look good on it. I've still got to open the garage and look in and go, oh, that's my bike, I like that. And sadly, not a lot of bikes do that for me that are available now, or if they do, they're prohibitively expensive, and I don't want to spend a shit ton of money on something that's going to be used in winter and on longer rides, which is why I feel the Himalayan's a good bet. And I know that the 450 would be an even better bet, but it's a bit out of my price range, so thank you people who recommend that. I only want to spend about £3,000. This isn't the most inspiring place to do a video, is it? Sorry about that. We'll do a nicer route back in a moment. Well, we got stuck at that junction for ages behind that lorry, because inconsiderate bastards wouldn't let him out. Oh, it's not been a good ride for you lovely folk watching, is it? It's just been me stuck behind a van and now a lorry. Well, maybe my scintillating conversation will keep you entertained. Fat chance. I think the other reason I might be booming a little bit in the microphone is that I'm not used to a helmet that's quite so soundproof. My other helmet is very light and airy. You could drive a motorbike up through the chin guard and out the visor, I think. So I'm used to shouting, but this one, I'm just getting my voice just echoing, bouncing back across the visor towards me. Maybe my fancy microphone will be sorting all this out for me, he said, hopefully. Some sort of deer over there. I was looking over that way. Oh dear. Sorry, this is very dull, isn't it? Let's go down here and get away from it. I have no idea where this goes. This could be a disastrous mistake. I've been up here before, but I don't know how this will get me back home via a more scenic and interesting route. We'll see, won't we? Oh, he's telling me to go left up here. And, well, really? Oh no, have I made a terrible mistake? Oh no, it is. It's gonna. Oh no, it's gonna take me back where I've just been. Oh, what an idiot! What an idiot! And now I'm stuck behind flower power person in front of me. My wife hates people who put stickers on their cars. I must admit, I don't really like it either. I guess, you know, people like to be individualistic, don't they? But she always says, like, wait, what are you, 5? Tend to agree. Makes a nice change coming down this route, even if it is going to take me back to exactly where I've just been. In fact, I might even spin it round. What would happen if we went straight on? Where would that take me? Let's find out. Oh, we've gone rogue, everyone. Oh, what a pretty little cottage. I always think thatch roofs must be a bit of a headache to maintain. Oh, I guess telling me to turn around now. Oh no, okay. Right, this looks like a nice little place. I say it like it's a surprise, like it's the first time I've ever seen it. You know, I've been down here tons of times, haven't I? We haven't seen yet a kite. Mind you, I was going to say not much call for them on the routes I've been. I don't think they work that way, do they? That was the biggest thank you I think I've ever had in a car, with his thumb sticking out the side there. Oh, apparently we're turning right here. Who knows where this goes? We will find out, won't we? Pullocks Hill. Apparently. Looks fancy. Pullocks Hill Business Park. I bet they were chuffed to bits having that built there. You know, people talk about NIMBYs. Not in my backyard, if you're unfamiliar with the phrase, and about how NIMBYs like to stifle development and whatnot. But really, you should put yourself in the shoes of some of those people, I think, because you know, quite often when you live in a rural area, often it's a place where you've decided that's where you're going to stay until you die. So, I mean, certainly the case with myself. We wanted to stay where we were in my village, and so we worked very hard to get a house we could barely afford. The bloody hell am I? With the hope that we would stay there to our retirement, and they've just built houses all around it. So they just built like a few thousand houses, a few hundred houses just over the way from us, which used to be fields. and then they built a dual carriageway, a nice bypass, just half a mile out the back of my house, which has 25,000 cars a day going up and down it, according to the plans when we went to speak to them. And really annoyingly, most nights it's been used as a racetrack, like a drag strip for motorbikes with really loud exhausts and tuned cars with really loud exhausts. So loud that in the summer you can't have the windows open in the bedroom because it just keeps you awake. And they'll start around about, sometimes they'll start around about 9:30 at night, sometimes they'll start about 11 o'clock at night and go on until the early hours. We had 3 o'clock in the morning, I was woken up one day by a car with the loudest exhaust I've ever heard. But apparently we weren't allowed any compensation from the government for them building that there because it didn't devalue my house, incredibly. I don't know how having a 25,000 cars a day going past my house doesn't devalue it when previously it was just open fields. So yeah, NIMBYs are not always arseholes who just want to stifle development. Sometimes they've got genuine concerns. Sadly, actually, so we had, so that was the fields. How many fields are there? So we've got a field directly out of my house, just quite a small one, more like a meadow. And then we have a public right of way, so like a single track lane that will walk the dogs up that intersects all these fields. And then past that there's another field, and then there's the road, which used to be a field, and then after the road there's a load of houses which used to be a field. And sadly the one, so our field, then the path, that field there has just been sold to developers, so that will be houses again. And then off to the right of us we've got lots of fields, and some of those have been sold, and it's now going to be one of the largest solar farms in Europe apparently. So we've just lost all of our rural area and the whole reason for us moving there. So we're going to move when I retire. So why would you want to stay there? It's very sad. I get progress, you know, we need houses and whatnot, but not in my backyard. Well, that was a depressing, miserable rant, wasn't it? Let's not do that again. I have no clue where I am. Is this the road that I just came up? I think it is, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Is it? Yes, it is, because oh Jesus, that was a big bump. Lovely, lovely tunnel. Right, well, I'm going to get back onto the main road now, so I think I'll call this one a day. I must have been rambling for far too long. So if you're out and about on your bike this weekend, you're lucky in some parts of the UK, because it's going to be like this, I think. For the rest of the week, it's going to rain again. If you are out, take care, ride safe, keep your shiny side up, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.